Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Let me start with Osafumafo. Go to page ahe. Nezin kwa no oyam so. Osafumafo. Osafumafo nezin Kwame. My goodness. So 20 page 27 o say. Osafumafo nezin wo 27. Mpocho wadawum Mr.
Oh, about the page 27.
27 or so, yes. Osafumafo nezin page 27. And either 27 or 26. Kwame.
Two bonus crew.
1 million you want to see. My came out the material. Osafumafo nezin mobile in there. I say, and it is reported. I say.
And it is reported.
Okay, page 27.
27. Kwame, can you read that for us? No, okay, what
I have here, the senior minister.
Read more,
the senior minister sent someone to me. Okay, remember. The senior minister also engaged in something that was horrible.
Fantastic.
Why is this thing jumping? Remember, in October 2019, one Mr. Seth Mante, a journalist working with Peace FM, was apprehended because of unlawful excavator sales. In the course of the investigations, Mr. Mante confessed that he was contracted by Mr. John Ufuriata, then National Security Coordinator for the Central Region, and Mr. Eko Ewusi, to use his bank account at the National Investment Bank for what effectively was money laundering. Effectively, the proceeds from the excavator sales were lodged in Seth Mante's bank account. The monies lodged were later cashed and given to Mr. John Ufuriata, who in turn gave some of the money to Eko Ewusi. Said Mante's handwritten statement to the police is seen on pages 27 and 28. The senior minister sent someone to me for a copy of St. Mante's statement as well as a copy of the bank transactions as recorded in St. Mante's bank statement from the National Investment Bank. After going through the documents, the senior minister is reported to have remarked that Eko Ewusi is his boy and will not do such a thing. However, if there was a bad person, it would be Professor Frimpong Boateng. The senior minister then encouraged his emissary and his friends to organize themselves, gang up and fight Frimpong Boateng. The emissary swore to me that what he told me was true. His love for the MPP and his devotion to duty as a government appointee gave me reason to believe that he was not lying to me. My knee-jerk reaction was to confront the senior minister, but I was so annoyed that I rather decided to inform the president, hoping that he would organize a meeting so the three of us could discuss it. I informed the president, and he promised to deal with it himself. I never had any feedback.
Kwame, you bring in a senior minister, you make such attributions to him.
Serious
attributions
based on hearsay.
Hearsay. There, Obi no bakache or there. Senior minister, Obaji reporting, Oshen also Obia Oven Kwesi and Ontumi Yadam. Now, yes, now from Ontumi Yadam. Nemum from poor Barton on in Papa. It's me now, won't come on. No one goes that way, Diwaina or Quabiado. Hearsay. This is a minister, a colleague minister. Oh, senior. You don't hear from his side. You write a report and say that the horrible thing. You have come to a definitive conclusion, and then the basis for your belief. The basis for your belief. On in there,
the boy
swear, and again he has love
for the MPP.
And then, my goodness, is the report that we have all been invited here to discuss. This is it. Hearsays. Hearsays. Kwame.
Well, hearsay, not says.
Hearsay to Shraja and
Kwame.
Kwame.
This is what friend a senior minister. Call our own friend Kukubaku.
Kukubaku is not paying.
Kukubaku is in there.
But by the way, purpose mini reporter I can, but what I have here, it still says here that he was instructed to present a report to the presidency.
Instructed now, which part?
Because what I have here is report on the work of the IMCIM so far.
No.
Okay.
But remember my fee. Or your report presented to the president, Otta, and what my canning now.
Na esu kweku ba ko ze na opeja himpo.
Kwame.
Abdul Malik wa kwekwe.
Kweku.
Also kweku aiden.
Kweku ne ze nde o friend wo phone do. No be send. Ehuma meje be send there. Oh, obeyin na the manjumaku yi mate the wo to sell ho do. Na wadarom oye ejumaku a am the wo da oye ho akaze na wo de prospecting na ne keke short inquiry from the minister who was also the chairman. Into there seri ejuma Kwame obi ntum mfro mbisi wasam obi ntum mfro onyu ndin komo so nya mafraba onyu ndin komo obi se wasam a then you construe that Kwame. My belief will be that look, our further investigations pointed us to the point there Kweku Bakusa na friend of hand or a certain special interest for baby for buying you that would to my ground
just like that.
Like that. Every single person.
That allegation was dealt with in Kokubaku's case, defamation case.
In court.
He won against a member of parliament.
In court.
No.
It's quite interesting that court case, Mr. Professor Frimpong Boateng was supposed to be a witness.
He refused. He ran away from.
It's not about here. It's not about here. But
I mean, topic
say they are politics. Politically, Benya Binum to chew on this response from the Jubilee House. Jubilee House, look, they looked at this matter with legal eye. I mean, Bosomwa, ye here say, yeah, Madiwan Bubu, yeah, Madiwa Genofafa, or yet, it would be big to win some other chair that Mama Gina do. You were saying that people threw into the air that 500 excavators, you and you are not happy. In fact, he graved on that matter in the interview. His facial appearance and all of that, his demeanor, he wasn't happy with that 500 excavators. What's why you want someone? I see the pain in you, but Professor, you are not the only human being. The others you have accused here equally have feelings and they are human beings. Inti obeye yaw there inyi bibi a gina do na bobo hotin na bon hosomba abon hosombo
just like that.
That is the issue Kwame asema ya kan ho ni message ni report yi by say 2 days ni my reader my see reader na pay matter wa ba ya it's a matter me carry mu na me so I don't want Kwame to bon hu ni we twam si bi na matter may read over and over. I ask myself, his leadership of the IMCIM was also crucial. How was it that he was not able to get all the members to work around? What happened?
Well, did something happen we don't know?
Kwame.
How would you know?
Kwame. Oman paying offer interministerial ministries no count bomb no your opinion. He believed in your ability. And see, ability there. You get your colleagues to come along with you. Fine, that is the word. Come along with you.
Show leadership.
So yes, come along with you. What happened?
What are you suggesting?
That Kwame, there was a deficit because this report is not in the name of IMCIM. It's not in their name. It's not. And if you go to the peroration, the last bit, that is where he himself has signed, and you don't see attribution to the IMCIM. You don't say it. Just Professor Frimpong Boateng sign. Just that. And it is all his observations. At some point, Kwame, in the report, not small kind there. He was the last, I may not get the quotation right, but he was the last man standing. The last man standing. And that, yes, was the last man standing. And you see, sexual report now, everybody else was guilty, everybody else was wrong, but him. Everybody. In fact, Ministry of Transport were new because they were supposed to ensure that the ban on excavators. Also, why you know 2-3 days? No, was my ministry of this ministry.
Dwayne.
Lands. No, forestry commission. Wakasa, Asuma chairman, Oba Wape, no son, Oyan Basa, all the forests, about 47 of them, gave them out concession. Today, every single ministry that was part of the interministerial, except water, works, and housing, and every single individual, they all came to be accused, but for himself. Now, the last man standing, I said now, eventually, I was betrayed. I was stabbed in the back. And I was just abandoned. I mean, it tells you that there's some pain in you.
That's right.
Pain, which is driving all of this. Now, Kwame, Marian.
Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.